Let's close our eyes and dream. Of what? Perhaps that we are awake. So, what you are suggesting is that down here in our linear reality, we are all the same. We all share the same quest. Smart and stupid people, beautiful and ugly, privileged and pariah, aren't we all fighting for the same end? What about our Creator? Are we not created in the likeness of God and in His own image? I could say, that's what the potato machine said, and looked at the toaster on the shelf at the workshop. There is a children's toy, Mr. Potato. In a small bag, there are several plastic pieces resembling parts of a face, and there is a potato body with feet. The children use the potato to literally nail all those parts on it, the eyes, the nose, the ears, and the mouth. As soon as they create their first potato man, they begin to talk to him. And the cool thing is, they pretend he answers back to them. We are the potato men of an otherwise unknown creator, or, more correctly, an otherwise unknown creative power. Our relationship with it is that of a creator and his creation. We observe ourselves and say, our creator has set eyes on us. So, he has eyes in his own image. And then we say, we are of potato, so he should be of the same material as we. We are in the likeness of God, although the similarity can be attributed by some in the way we are operating. Are we wrong? Yes and no. The only thing we can speculate about our Creator is our own elements, which he must know to bequeath to us. Can a potato machine know if its manufacturer also knew how to play music? From what indications could it possibly draw such a conclusion? So our findings, at least as functional structures, are legacies of the properties of our Creator, the decryption of all that, though, still remains open. But one thing is sure, we made our Creator 100% of our image and likeness. But my dear friend, what has that to do with the man's course? Since that is the idea, you are so stuck on. Well, you see, based on pure logic, if we understand what kind of machine we are, at least we will have gained the purpose of our creation. If we are potato machines, let's not behave like toasters. Go ahead, let's write down our accessories to see if they work as they should. First of all, we have a body. I refer to our physical body. We know that part well because we do everything we can in our power to make it suffer, without reason. You know what I mean, so I don't need to go any further. Then we discover that we have feelings. They are stressing us with their flexibility. But they exist, and they exist within us. Within us, where precisely in us? Whoever knows for sure better share it with us too. But not what he has read, only what he knows for sure. Because, my dear friends, we are absolutely sure that we feel, but we are not really sure where those feelings are. Now, to save us time, let's form a carrier and say he is ours and lies somewhere in the human summation. Many call this carrier a soul, not exclusively though. And it is almost sure that we all, from time to time and not always seriously, think and conceive. It seems that intellect and feeling are of the same nature. Intelligence also has its own carrier, which for reasons somewhat unclear we call body and mostly spirit. So our three relatively pure elements are our matter, our soul, and our spirit. Please don't get stuck on the names. Just keep their operation. Double drums are heard that welcomes the idea of the Trinity. So, these three basic cogwheels are acting as a whole, but have in mind that one influence the others, and they are not acting independently. None can live without the other two. This, however, presupposes that there are at least three other connecting elements, perhaps smaller ones, that act as their connecting links, One plays the role of connecting matter with spirit, the second connects matter and soul, and the third, the soul, with the spirit. And because this is a new function set, we can proudly say that we have 6 elements and a governor. Welcome to the not septenary of metaphysics. The 7th element is ego. Don't argue for my thesis, have in mind that each group may call it differently. But if any of the elements that as a summation form us can direct us to our existential quest, this cannot be anything else than this 7th element that literally tries to speak to us, and that we principally do what we can to prevent it from being heard. Is there a way for it to be heard? Yes, and that's esoteric silence. Only in a conscious silence this voice is possible to be heard. All the other times the role of the governor is played by one of the 6 elements, with unfortunately sad results. There is one more thing, though, rather crucial, that we seem to pass by without much thought. Since we are creatures that reflect our Creator, He must have at least these 7 characteristic elements in what expresses Him. Does that make any sense? What has it left us with? There is a line, something like a production line in the industry, that creates life. Creation, call it God if you wish, as an idea belongs to the large ensembles, and therefore it is governed by a quantum reality. No matter how hard we try, we will not understand it. Life in our own planetary microcosm is characterized by linear and therefore lies within our possibility of understanding. Within the understanding of life lies the creation key, and as the famous bard says with a loud and crystal voice, life has 2 doors. I opened the first and walked in. The same evening I opened the other, and I stepped out. This second is the door to death. He sends us to the quintessence of creation in a blink of an eye. And the question, relentless and straightforward, is, what should we hold in our hands? When Mum needs the potato, what's left behind? Is it Mr. Potato's plastic parts? Mercy. Postscript. Based on the observation of a web friend, I apologize, and either within or outside the subject, I will refer to a concept that I personally like. It is not my own, as most of what I write, but at least it helped me a lot in understanding the concept of relativity. This is the concept of condition. The definition, the official one according to its author, is that condition is the different way of being and existence of one or more principles, I add, or of even earlier conditions. Example, a woman is a female being. Her principle is the feminine principle. She can now be married. This is a condition she is in. She could be a mother, and this is a second condition. The fact that she can be found in one of these conditions is undoubtedly due to her basic principle. If she was not a human being, she could not have been married, and if she was not a feminine being, she could not be a mother. These concepts, married and mother, are conditions that describe her being. It is a different way of expressing her in a specialized environment. Why does this matter? If we escape from the human being and go to another principle, if, for example, we accept that humanity is an ecumenical principle, then isn't each one of us a different condition of this principle? The matrix of the interconnection thus acquires a meaning. Imagine how this can be interpreted if, at a higher level of existence, closer to the consciousness that we like to call God, we are all His own conditions. This way, we become rays of one and only Sun.